Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show.
Welcome to you all. My name is Dr. Vasavi Chaka. I'm the provost of the Global Eye International Institute of Leadership. And we are very proud. This is in a third year. We are doing this artificial intelligence program for our high school students. And they have all done great job. And I never seen any great resilient kids like this in my entire life, really. You know, they had faced weather conditions and other hurdles, but they're all still here smiling. So first what we do, I congratulate you all, and I want you to all stand up. Only the students, not the parents. Come on. So I want all the parents to give these proud students a big applause.
I'm Chilella. I'm an incoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Amarachi Orji, and I'm an incoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Dia Khanna, and I'm a rising sophomore, and I go to Neuqua Valley.
I'm Sanvi. I'm a rising junior, and I go to Matia Valley.
I'm Tarshita Baba Venkatesh. I'm a rising junior, and I go to Neuqua Valley.
I'm Krishay Talukzer. I'm an upcoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Mithun Ranjit. I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Mubashir Anjum. I'm an incoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Jeremy Liu. I'm a sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Misha Ishkevich, and I am an upcoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Dalton Lopez. I'm going into my sophomore year at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Daksh Chauhan, an incoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Arav Karna. I'm an incoming sophomore at Plainfield East High School.
I'm Isabel Ignatius, and I'm an incoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
My name is Ezra Brown, and I'll be a sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
My name's Ethan Kelly, and I'll be a junior at Neuqua Valley.
My name's Zane Kelsey. I'm going to be a sophomore at Neuqua Valley High School. My name's Nehant, and I'll be an incoming sophomore at Matia Valley.
Hey, my name is Abhinav, and I'm incoming junior at Matia Valley.
My name is Trace Rahman, and I'm an incoming junior at Neuqua Valley.
I am Aishwarya, and I'm incoming senior at Matia Valley.
I'm Aura Patne, and I'm an upcoming senior at Neuqua Valley.
I'm Satyakrishna Madhaba, and I'm an upcoming senior at Plainfield North.
I'm Smaran Bitter, and I'm an upcoming senior at Plainfield North.
Hi, my name is Audrey Kibasheva, and I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley High School.
Hi, my name is Damal Oduchulu, and I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley High School.
Hi, my name is Vishwa Barney, and I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Yuva Rajesh, and I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Sion Panigrai, and I'm a soon-to-be sophomore at Neuqua Valley High School.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Packer, and I'm an incoming freshman at Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Ella Packer, and I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley High School.
Hi, my name is Soraya Salazar, and I'm an incoming freshman at Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Avani Shingal and I'm an incoming sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Kirtana Vinay, and I'm an incoming freshman at Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Sanvi Kale, and I'm a rising sophomore at Neuqua Valley.
Hello, my name is Akshay Mishra, and I'm an incoming sophomore in Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Nishan Palani. I'm an incoming sophomore at Wabansi Valley.
Hi, I'm Prajul Dayapu, and I'm an incoming freshman at Wabansi.
Hi, my name is Yashwant Lokesh, and I am an upcoming junior at Neuqua Valley.
Hi, my name is Sean Casevan, and I graduated from Stevenson High School.
And all these kids gone through a very intensive program for 5 days, and they learned what all they need to learn, latest stuff in artificial intelligence, applied artificial intelligence and agentic artificial intelligence, and they have done wonderful project, and you just hang on there to witness what they have learned this 5 days. And they met innovators, scientists, business people from all the industries, starting with banking, school education, argon lab, chemists, you name it, the medical field, you name it. They met every industry specialist who practices artificial intelligence one way or other. So just to, the key person here making this happening is coming, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar. He's an institution himself. He's going to be walking in any minute. But the person who made it happen, education and technique and application imparted into your kids, is no other than our great Professor Ranga. Professor Ranga.
I know the students are all tensed because, they had a very grilling session for the last 5 days, but they're all very excited to showcase what they've done. One of the mottos I had when I put this program together is that, there is a lot of fear about AI among many of us. When I speak to people in hospitals, in malls, even in private gatherings, a lot of people have this fear about, what is AI going to do? The best way to predict AI or predict the future is actually build it. So how can the young minds build the future was the goal that I had when I started planning this program together. And it's been an absolute pleasure interacting with very curious and young minds over the last 1 week. Our goal was not simply to teach them something about AI chatbots. All of us know how to use ChatGPT. A lot of them admitted on day one that they've been using ChatGPT, Gemini, for their homework without the knowledge of their teachers. So a lot of them told me this. Then we said, we are not going to use AI the way a lot of them are using it, but we are going to use AI to kindle your curiosity, to bring out your creativity, to innovate with AI. How do we do that is what the students spend their entire time on. And our mission was to simply help them become AI ready, given them the foundation that will help them be very, very successful, not only in high school, but in college and beyond. Over the past week, every morning, we had an academician, an expert. We had people from who are educated at top universities like Carnegie Mellon University, University of California, Santa Barbara, some of the Argonne National Lab. We had top scientists and experts share with them their view about AI, including hands-on sessions. And in the afternoon, we had a number of labs where they did many projects with AI. These projects, if you asked me 2 years ago, Ranga, how much time will it take to build this project? The answer would have been a couple of months, spending a couple of thousands of dollars. That is the case. But all these students did it all in a very short time. Each day was packed with project work, and they have been fairly successful in developing some of the very innovative projects that you'll be witnessing today. And finally, every day we had industry experts. We had people from banking, we had people from healthcare, from insurance, marketing, and even consulting. They came and told us about how AI is being used in their companies, how AI is revolutionizing the way they have been approaching their own work. So the students had an interaction with academic experts, scientists, then they had hands-on experience. They also had a chance to talk to industry experts to learn firsthand how AI is impacting their industry. And my very, very sincere thanks and gratitude to the congressman who will be here anytime. We are also expecting the mayor of Naperville, Scott Worley, and we also have a very senior executive from the industry today, Mani Gunasekaran, who is the Chief Information Officer of Maggot Corporation, and they are going to witness what the students have done. So let's give a round of applause for the parents and the dignitaries here. My heartfelt gratitude goes to the man who just walked in, who created this platform, Dr. Vijayji Prabhakar. He was the brain behind this entire not-for-profit. You know, we had two people behind the scenes running the entire show, taking care of entire administration and operations, Dr. Vasavi Chakka and Sita Bala. And most importantly, this would not have been possible without my little army. Army is the word I want to use, because without them, we would not have been able to address. We had one graduate student paired with every 10 students in the program. So they had one-on-one attention. Whenever students had a technical problem, they'll raise their hand and my army would run around and help them. These are graduate students from Urbana-Champaign and University of Illinois at Chicago. I want to just take a moment to recognize my team here. Sujit Tota, Soham Kaje, Ritik Hari, Yash, Sonali. They worked with them. They came early in the morning. They stayed late in the evening to help them with all the projects and assignments. And they did a tremendous job even coaching the children today for their presentations. You know, I not only grilled the students, but these people had a much harder time I gave. So we are going to have two parts to this evening. One is the project showcase, where students are going to demonstrate and make a presentation and demonstrate what they've done. And then we are also going to have the distribution of certificates, okay? So I will come back and introduce the projects to you, but I'm going to let Dr. Vasavi Chakka say a few words.
Okay, this is my most exciting part, to introduce the institution himself, Dr. Vijay G. Prabhakar. He's a visionary and thought leader, and he always promotes equality and, you know, treats everyone with respect. And this is the vision to build tomorrow's leaders today. So this is the program which he initiated, and then with his guidance, we are running this. And I can't wait to invite him to address you all.
It's wonderful to be here today as we wait for our Congressman Bill Foster to come in. As you all know, the GlobalEye International Institute of Leadership was established in 2023 to create inclusive leaders like you all. And we have been doing this for the last 3 years on different innovative platforms and forums. This happens to be our AI 3.0, the third year we are doing this. We'd like to commend the provost of the institute, Dr. Vasavi Chakka, and of course, the brain behind it. You all know Professor Ranganathan Chandrasekhar, and we call him the Rama. And of course, when you have Rama, who do you have next? Guys? Not you guys. I want the students of Hindu. Little loudly. Yeah, and there is Sita Bala. And Sita Bala always is looking for a Ravana. So any one of you guys can adopt for that. So give them a big round of applause. Today is not simply a graduation ceremony or simply a time to collect a completion certificate for the 5 days of learning which you acquired. Today is a celebration of curiosity, courage, and the willingness of you, all young minds, to step into the future. You know, a week ago, I think earlier this week, when many of you entered this program with questions about AI, today I'm sure you all will leave with knowledge, practical skills, and the confidence to become creators, not just consumers of technology. We are going to see you all in 45 minutes. You all are going to showcase what you learned, and we're eagerly looking forward to hearing from you all And today AI, it may sound rhetoric, is transforming healthcare, education, business, agriculture, government, and virtually every aspect of our lives. The question is no longer whether AI will shape the future. The question is, who will shape AI? And looking around this room, I strongly believe the answer is sitting here, right here in front of us, each one of you. So give a round of applause to you all, because you are the guys who are going to shape AI. And my message to each of you is, do not wait until college to become innovators. Do not wait until someone gives you permission to lead. Start now. Dream bigger. Build solutions and ask bold questions. Use technology to solve real-world problems. And you can do it. You are somebody. You don't have to wait for Einstein and other leaders. You today can evaluate, can create, and invent, and be innovative. And it's a very important part of your life to build solutions to real-world problems and make life better for others. And I was yesterday in Washington, D.C., and I was talking to another entrepreneur in AI, and he has set up a program and gives internship for high school students like you for 4 months training to start up in Maryland State area. And he says he wants you all to develop intellectual property rights, IP rights. You know what? Have your own patents. And there are kids, this is the 4th year he's doing it. He selects 34 kids from across the country every year. And out of 34, at least 20 develop within that 4 months an IP right. So you all are not alone. The world is full of opportunities. When we advertised and put up a flyer of this course, there was an IT owner, AI group owner. He's joining us at 5 o'clock tonight. He said, if any of you all want to do internship right here in Naperville, in his AI, he's doing something on vertical insurance. He'll love to enroll you all, and it'll be a paid internship. He's coming. So do meet him. So we believe in not just talking. We believe in action. We also believe in providing solutions and real opportunities for you. Classroom learning is one thing. AI, but we want to give you opportunities to practice that at this age, not wait till until tomorrow. We always believe in instant learning. Remember, leadership is not about titles. I know a lot of people say, what is provost? What is dean? I want to be a project manager. But leadership is about service. The most powerful technology in the world is useless, remember, unless it serves humanity. Okay? To our parents, thank you for believing in your children and encouraging them to explore newer frontiers. Your support has made this achievement possible. To our educators and mentors, please welcome U.S. Congressman Bill Foster, who is a scientist. Hi, Chief. How are you? Who is, I would say, one of the principal scientists today serving in the U.S. Congress. And he's going to give you, and Congressman Bill Foster is your congressman in this congressional district, 11th, which includes Naperville and parts of Aurora. So, and we would like to, as we're acknowledging mentors, he walked in. So he's a great mentor. There are internship opportunities in his office right here. So we would like to thank Congressman Bill Foster for planting seeds that will grow into future scientists, entrepreneurs, engineers, policymakers, and community leaders. Let me tell you one more word about Congressman Bill Foster. He is a man who believes in the pursuit of science and learning. Of course, his role as our representative in U.S. Congress takes him to many events. But let me tell you, he gives events like this top priority when it's coming to nurturing young people, today's leaders like yourself. So give it up to Congressman Bill Foster. As the founder of the Global Eye International Institute of Leadership, our vision is clear: to create a pipeline of future-ready leaders who combine technological excellence with ethical responsibility, compassion, and global citizenship. Today, my friends, is not the finish line. It is the starting line. I challenge every one of you here to make 3 commitments. First, commit to lifelong learning. Second, commit to innovation and integrity. And third, commit to using your talents to serve society. If you do these things, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Let this graduation day be remembered as a day when a group of young minds and innovators like yourself decided to become the architects of tomorrow. Together, let us continue creating tomorrow's inclusive leaders today. And congratulations again to each and every one of you. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we cannot wait to see the extraordinary impact each of you will make on the world. Thank you. May your future be bright, purposeful, and transformative. Thank you all.
We wholeheartedly invite to address you all, Congressman, our beloved scientist congressman. He came to our very first class and he blessed everyone and he supported, and with his support we are able to continue, and people like this will keep the science and youth leadership alive in this country.
Well, thank you all for that tremendous introduction. You know, I have to admit to feeling a little bit intimidated. You know, I sometimes introduce myself as saying I represent 100% of the strategic reserve of PhD physicists in the United States Congress. But also, as you can tell, I bring all of the charisma of the usual physicists to this job. Excuse me, Riz. I'm told that I'm supposed to refer to it as Riz. But you know, and for many years, yeah, I am in fact the only PhD physicist in Congress for 25 years before getting into the business of politics. I worked at Fermi National Accelerator Lab, Fermilab. How many of you have been to Fermilab? Okay, all right, some of you. Okay, so just you know, a few miles from here, north of Aurora, if you fly into O'Hare from the west, or if you actually just look on Google Maps, you can see two giant accelerator rings. And in one of those two rings, I was a member of the team that discovered the top quark, the heaviest known form of matter. It's a single subatomic particle that weighs more than an atom of gold. And in another one of those rings, there is a machine that I invented and led the teams that built it. So I had a real scientific career before getting into this crazy business. And before that, I was actually in business myself. When I was 19, my little brother and I started a company in the basement. This was right after the invention of the microprocessor. And so we had the bright idea of using the newly invented microprocessor to control theater lights. And that company that we started with $500 from my parents in our basement, well, actually, we started out in our basement, and then we were making too big a mess, and so we got kicked out of our basement, and we had to go up to my bedroom. But anyway, when we got our first order, we moved into a tiny little metal shed in a cornfield, and now Electronic Theater Controls Incorporated is the largest U.S. manufacturer of theater lighting equipment. So we make 90% of the lights on Broadway, 50% of, you know, touring rock and roll equipment, and just you know, about 2/3 of all the, you know, churches, schools, community theater use our equipment. And now 50 years after we started that company, the 1,600 employees of that company now it's 100% owned by those 1,600 employees. We had what's called an employee stock ownership plan. And so that's, you know, it's an example of what you can do if you actually stay current on what where the technology is going. And today, you know, it's pretty hard to stay current. You know, I have a lot of friends that are, you know, deep inside Anthropic, which you probably all know what Anthropic is. And Anthropic, and these guys tell me that, you know, every night they run recursive self-improvement that makes the performance of their AIs 5% better. Okay, and those of you who understand exponentials, which is probably 3/4 or 90% of the audience, understand what that means to have recursive self-improvement. And that is the future we're all looking at. And it is, you know, I'm not gonna try to snow you and say that that we have all the answers to that. You know, this is something that everyone who, you know, is a thoughtful person is wondering how humanity is going to deal with this. You've probably all seen the fact that you now have the high-end AIs can prove mathematical theorems that have never been proven by humans before. All right, and boy, if that doesn't cause you to to think carefully, you're not thinking. And so this is this is a very serious time in the history of our species. And one thing that we have to understand is that we're all in this together. That this is for decades, there has been disruption due to technological advances. Probably the first people it hit were farmers. 100 years ago, we learned how to make farming, 10 or 30 times more efficient in terms of the crops you can grow per man hour of your time. And so because there's sort of a fixed amount of food we need, that simply meant that we need 30 times fewer farmers than we used to have. And that has been the reality that farmers have lived through. And so a lot of people are worried that that's what's going to happen with artificial intelligence, that it will take everyone's jobs. But there's a counterexample that you can point to in our economy today. That's, interestingly, it's airplane pilots. Because if you think about it, in the last 50 years, airplane pilots also, because of technology, have become many times more productive. And what that meant is that the price of airplane tickets dropped, and when the price of airplane tickets dropped, the demand exploded. And so as a result, there are a lot more airplane pilots today than there were 50 years ago. And so that you have to look in detail at at what the real market is, what the market for the product that you're going to be producing. And so that's part of what we can hope to understand here, because when you're all of the age when you're trying to think about college and careers and trying to figure out what jobs are actually going to be there. And when you graduate with a degree and a lot of student debt, or not, and so this is if you're all thinking about that, and I guarantee if you're not thinking about it, your parents are, and your teachers are, and they have a tough job as well. But the first line of defense is to make sure that you understand where the technology is going, and that you form your own best opinion on what we should all be doing about it. Because it is, I'm a strong believer in democracy, and we're going to have to make a bunch of tough decisions. Because AI, in some areas, AI is going to break the link between talent and hard work and economic success. All the times that I was working in physics, one of the things I was the most proud of is that I could always write computer programs that ran 30 or 50 times faster than everyone else's. So in my PhD thesis experiment, I was famous. They used to call me Damn Fast Foster because my programs ran so much faster and better than everyone else's. And the same thing, when I was working on the experiment, they had, over 100 physicists working to try to discover the top quark. Everybody used my software because it worked faster and better than everyone else's. And so then it was sort of, and I still program just to keep my brain from rotting. And so I've been using these AI coding assistants for the last 5 years or so. And the trajectory of those is just breathtaking. I'm sure some of you use them. It is amazing. The whole concept of vibe coding is actually real. And so we've all watched those go from being sort of like a crappy autocomplete into something that could write. You put the header on the subroutine and it fills in the entire subroutine. And now you can describe the project at a very high level, and it will just burn through a lot of tokens and produce a finished product. And so, I found that thrilling, and I found it sort of soul-crushing. Because at the same time, the thing I was most proud of, that my ability to write code that was better and faster than everyone else's, is now, frankly, being outperformed by a machine. And so when we realize we're all in this together, I think that that's probably the most important thing we can keep in mind here. And so this is going to be the challenge of your generation. to figure out what the rules for our society should be. And so we can't say, well, that's a problem for the farmers, but it's not a problem for me. No, it's a problem for the architects. It's a problem. I mean, who among us would have guessed that among the first to have their jobs taken by AI would be the Hollywood screenwriters? And yet it was the Hollywood screenwriters that went on strike first because of AI. And so that, this is not an easy thing, and I don't want to sit here and try to claim that we have all the right answers. But I know that you collectively must find those answers. And it's important that when you're talking about that, you have to understand what's underneath the hood. You have to understand how these systems work if you're going to come up with sensible policies about them. So I just want to thank you for taking the time that the teachers here have spent and that the students here have spent in trying to wrap our heads around where this technology is going. There's probably no more important question that our society has to face. I've got a friend who's a tenured professor at Harvard. Tenured physicist at Harvard, who quit Harvard to work for Anthropic because he thought that was the most important thing that a human being could do right now, to make sure that a company that he believes in is willing to take on all the challenges. And anyway, maybe what I'm saying very slowly here is when you have this all figured out, please let me know. Because, it's going to be a challenging time. And we're going to need all of the best and brightest and most creative and most empathetic minds in our species to bring us through this successfully. So it's, this has been a great use of your time. And just remember, when you say, what's the economy going to look like? What will be a permanent value? In a world where you sort of snap your fingers and a robot delivers you, the best meal you've ever had, or whatever it is, the robots and AI make everything for you. What is there that people will value and will find, and will still pay money for? And I think that one of the things, just to be a little bit snide, is, of course, real estate. Everyone will still be fighting over real estate. Everyone will want to be the person who's got a good view of Lake Michigan on Lakeshore Drive, and they'll pay for that, or a good view of Central Park, or a good view of the Golden Gate Bridge out their window. So they will pay for real estate, but that's sort of a lame way to define your life and your success. I think that people will also fight and fight to preserve something that maintains the personal connection. I think that eventually, if you say, what is it that we value that we want to subsidize? It may be any enterprise that causes one person to look into the eyes of another person and connect with them. So it may be, making your own archery club, or whatever it is, or bowling club, or anything like this that causes you to get together with others of your species and appreciate their differences and our diversity. It's one of the great things about this room is it's pretty diverse, and that's pretty great, because it's one of the reasons I'm so proud to actually be able to take down an elephant, because we cannot do it alone, and it's only with a tribe that we can do it. And so that this is key. It's the collaboration that is the strength of our species. And so never forget that. Your strength doesn't come from staring at your phone and staring at a screen. It comes from connecting with a group of people that share your hopes and your dreams. And thank you all.
No further delay, I'm going to invite the first team that's going to talk about some wonderful work they did with AI in agriculture.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we will be presenting AgriVision AI. AgriVision AI is a smart crop disease detection platform created by AI to help farmers protect their harvest. My name is Kirtana Vinay, and our team is Sanvi Kale, Ella Packer, Evelyn Packer, Soraya Salazar, and Avanish Ingle. We are very excited to present to you the problem that we identified, how we came up with our solution, and what we learned along the way. Before we begin, I have a quick question for all of you. What percentage of crop do you think is lost to diseases each year? Raise your hand if you think 5%. Okay, raise your hand if you think 10%. Raise your hand if you think over 20%. Illinois has over 70 million acres of cropland and produces more than 21 billion bushels of corn per year. Of that, 40% is lost to diseases. Unfortunately, the scary part is that farmers oftentimes don't know what is happening when it is happening. When they pick up a leaf that is yellowed or frayed or something, they can't identify whether it is a fungal infection or bacterial disease or something else altogether. By the time they reach an agronomist or an extension office, it is too late. The disease has spread their fields. This delay costs them their harvest and their income. We have chosen to close this gap and provide an app that gives farmers solutions in their hands, figure out what solutions to provide and how to treat their costs. That's AgriVision AI.
How does it work? The farmer simply needs to take a photo of their diseased plant, and it will go into the AgriVision AI app. From there, the automation will send it into Gemini, and the AI will determine the predicted disease, the confidence score, the evidence, the recommended cure, and also give helpful prevention tips.
To go more into detail, Gemini analyzes the image, identifies the disease, and sends back a diagnosis. The farmer can get results within a matter of seconds. The pieces to this puzzle also have jobs. So AppSheet determines how the app works. Google Sheets stores the data. NAN connects everything, and Gemini powers the intelligence.
Now, let's see a real-world application of our app. Imagine this. You're a farmer, and you're walking through your field early in the morning, and you notice a crop that's yellowing around the leaves. With AgriVision AI, all you would need to do is pull out your phone, open the app, and take a picture of the affected crop. Like this. Then you would upload it to the platform, and it would give you the diagnosis and the treatment plans.
Okay, so what does our app mean? Well, for farmers, it means faster answers and decreased crop loss. Considering that for Illinois, the agricultural industry is about $19 billion industry, and annually, like we already shared, about 40% of the crops are lost due to things like disease. So even if we can slightly lower that statistic, then we can save millions of dollars and save over thousands of crops. So some of the things we've learned are things like how to use API keys, create workflows, and account for students who aren't as technical for like apps and AI. And yeah, so something that we've learned is that AI works great when used with things like good sources and things like that. So we hope that AgriVision would be able to benefit a lot of farmers, and thank you for listening.
I'm sure many of you remember that 2 days ago there was a storm in Illinois, and many trees had fallen onto main roads in our local communities. For example, here's a video of some of the destruction that the storms have caused. Now, people may take videos and notice these problems, but residents don't have an efficient way to report it to the local authorities. That is why we're excited to introduce CivicSnap, which is an AI-assisted alert app that will allow residents to take a snapshot of any destruction or hazard that they see, and it would be immediately sent to the appropriate authorities.
So why this project? Imagine there's an ambulance rushing to the hospital, and in the corner, it turns a corner, and you see fallen branch or a fallen tree, and now precious time is lost in order to get the ambulance back on track. So what our project does is improve software. It connects the residents of the neighborhood better to the city. So often what residents see every day is for issues like potholes, broken street lights, and even clogged sewage. in order to fix that, we have City Snap over here. Just snap a picture and just hit send. You don't need to do anything else. Usually, recording all of these processes normally takes a lot of time and filling out a lot of forms. So this connects the user directly to the neighborhood officials, and so in this just snap of the picture, you can send the picture to the official, and it saves a lot of time by making this process instantaneous.
This shows how the recording mobile app works. So first, once the user captures the photo, it detects the address. After that, it uses AI to create an email containing the issue details, and then after that, it sends that to the correct city department. Also, the user can track the progress through the app.
So this is our tech stack. We use AppSheets, Google Sheets, and then OpenDrive, Gmail, and OpenStreetMap. And we use Innovators for our workflow, and let's get into that. So this is our app, and just click add on the top right, and then you upload a picture. And say what problem it is. So we give your email and name. And then just approve sending email and send and save it. So what the app does is now it sends it back to init, and where the AI analyzes the image and creates a email draft with the subject and body, and then directly sends the email. There you go. This is the email. You create a subject, you create a body with the exact location, and with the description, with the picture.
I think this app is for the kids because many people, when they see potholes, broken streetlight, or damaged sidewalks, they don't report them right away. So instead of spending too much time finding the right information, this app allows you to report problems quickly and more accurately. Many reporting makes it faster, encourages civic engagement, helps local authorities receive clear and detailed reports, and lastly, it makes our neighborhood safe.
First of all, I want to ask all of you if you know anybody who is visually impaired or have ever met someone who is visually impaired. Think about how difficult life is for them. There are millions of visually impaired people in the United States and the world, and they face many challenges in doing things such as working or even simple tasks like getting the groceries. There are apps out there that are meant to help them, but many of them have been commercialized, and there are apps that involve connecting them to a volunteer assistant. But they're not always volunteers that are readily available. We have made a solution to this problem. Our app is called Global Eye AI, and it is an AI-powered visual assistant. So what our app does is it allows visually impaired people to essentially be able to visualize their surroundings with the help of AI. AI analyzes an image that the person takes with their camera, and it returns them the result of the analysis verbally so that they can listen to it and know what is in front of them and surrounding them. And this is to help them in their daily lives.
So here's how our app works. First, users give our Global Eye app camera permissions on their device. Then they simply snap a picture of their surroundings. This picture is then sent to our backend to be processed. Our backend uses a platform called N8N, which sorts functions into these squares called nodes, which basically execute a certain action. So first, the image arrives in the webhook node, straight from our app. Then it goes to the edit fields node, where its data is converted into a form that's useful for our next section. which is the HTTP request. And lastly, when the AI's response returns, it goes to this respond to webhook node, which puts it back in the app in the form of a text box that is read aloud by the browser's built-in text-to-speech system.
GlobalEye provides real-time assistance with instant descriptions of the surroundings. In addition, with voice activation, this entire process is completely hands-free. GlobalEye is able to be used both on laptops and mobile devices, so it is available anywhere in the world. In addition, we value privacy of users, so all data that is taken is never stored.
So why did we create this app? Firstly, in the US alone, there are 7 million visually impaired Americans. In those 7 million individuals, 1 million are completely impaired. And additionally, because these individuals are unable to successfully complete daily tasks, the employment rate is exceeding 60 to 70%. As a result, we have created this app to not only help individuals with visual impairment mobilize in their daily lives, but also help them with completing tasks such as during work and others.
Okay, now we're going to have a quick live demonstration. So on my mobile device right now, you can see I have the app pulled up, our Global Vision Guide. And Mattoon over here has put on a blindfold to show as if he was visually impaired. So now I'm going to hand the phone to Mattoon, and when Mattoon says the voice activation code, which is GlobalEye, the app itself will open up the camera for you in case you cannot see the button or press it. And then once he says the phrase one more time, the app will analyze the photo taken, and then it will give also a text-to-speech description of it, which you will all be able to hear through the speaker over here.
GlobalEye.
This is a medium shot of a lecture hall or large classroom occupied by students and a person operating camera equipment at the front. The room is brightly lit with fluorescent lights and a projector illuminating from the ceiling. In the foreground, 2 women are seated at desks on the left. The woman on the left is wearing a pink blazer and has dark hair, looking ahead. The woman...
So that was just a short example of what...
Now that you guys have seen our app being used, and the process behind it, please help us promote this app to help visually impaired people in their everyday lives. Thank you.
The next one, I'm going to let them introduce themselves and get started. This is again a very interesting effort that the students put in. You can get started, yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are very excited to present our project called Smart Plate AI by Nishan Polani, Yashma Pankaj, and Akshay Mishra.
So, the why. Just last week, one of my friends suffered an allergic reaction when he went to a restaurant. This could have been avoided if he knew what allergens were present in his food. That's why we created this app, which provides quick response times and outlines any possible allergens in the food provided.
Another reason we created this app is because of the high increase in teenage obesity. Even in my school, I've seen many people who are suffering from teenage obesity. Our AI-powered solution aims to solve this problem by helping teens find out their allergies and calories to hopefully prevent them from being obese.
Imagine you're about to eat a food, and you're worried about what allergens might be in it. First, in the user interface, you take a photo of your food, and then it goes to the backend, or the AI, and it gives you back an overview of your food. So this is a really unhealthy burger, and as you can see, it gives you a bunch of comments about the food and all the allergens that it might have, and all the risks it might carry.
Now, we would like to do a live demonstration, not only by testing the app, but doing a little skit.
Go ahead. Do you have anything to eat?
Of course, I have a sandwich. Here you go. So,
Something's wrong. I don't feel so good.
Now this all could have been avoided with him using our app. So as you can see, our app, so when we upload a photo, AI will estimate the total number of calories, it'll check the altitude. So right now, as you can see, it provides a meal summary and it provides a total number of calories in that food. And not only it does that, but the main important thing it does is that it points out the main allergies. And for example, this is peanuts and gluten. And also, artificial intelligence creates like a really high accurate comment regarding food.
Alright, so as you guys saw, our app tracks meals and allergies all in one place. As Dr. Ranga said, all these apps, such as these, take thousands of dollars and large teams and a couple of months to produce. But we created it in only 2 hours using 0 code and only AI. So, and also what Bill Clinton said, who is a congressman and a scientist, he said that to stay ahead of the curve, and this is how we stay ahead of the curve.
Hello everyone, my name is Isabel Ignatius. These are my groupmates, Ezra, Ethan, Aiden, and Aura. Today we're going to be presenting our healthcare AI and our own digital portfolios.
Alright, so unlike other groups, we were assigned 2 projects since we did 7 projects in 5 days, but only 6 groups. So we have 2 projects, and which are the Future AI Care System and the Digital Portfolio. And the one we're going to be starting talking about is our Future Care System. Now, quick raise of hands, how many of you have had to wait in an ER for 30 minutes or more?
Everyone.
Now, how many of you have had to wait in an ER for an hour or more? This is because doctors can't predict how many people in a day are going to be coming into the ER. And especially when people have to stay for multiple days, this becomes packed up. And so you get shows like The Pit, which shows the chaos that's in ER nowadays. Now, we built a system using a system known as Notebook LM, that creates something that looks like this when you take its structure. Now, while this looks very weird and has a lot of steps to it, it's actually very simple and it can be broken down into 3 steps. The first step is the actual source that you're giving it. This can be the hospital records or other types of data that can be used to predict future outcomes. In this case, how many patients are going to be coming into the ER, And then the second step is actually uploading it to our system. Now, this system is a closed system, meaning that it'll only actually use the data that you give it when you are taking predictions. This reduces the chance of hallucinations, which is the main issue with AI, where it'll take random data and make some random result because it's taking data that's not relevant to what you're asking of it. This is a closed system, meaning it'll only give a result that makes sense for what you're asking. And finally, their output, which is what I just talked about. When you ask it, it'll give you data or a graph that's easy to read and for you to understand.
We are using Notebook LM, which is a statistical forecasting machine learning model to predict EAD visits. For example, in January to March season, we predict that due to high flu cases and cold weather, there will be 1,200 to 1,395 ER visits. And April to June, we predict from rising temperatures, there will be 960 to around 1,000 ER visits. This is really important because it allows the hospital to staff more people during the peak season and staff less during the decline season. But for those doctors to be hired, they need a digital portfolio.
That's it.
So when I go back to school, I'm going to be a junior, which means I have to start looking at colleges, which also means I'm going to need a resume and something that will really separate me from the rest. Well, our digital portfolio does exactly that. So what you do is that you take your resume and you put it into an AI, like Replit or V0 of a specific prompt, and it'll turn your resume into something colleges will actually want to look at. So as you can see here, we have an about and the skills, projects, and what I build, but we're going to be focusing on the about and skills, which I think is probably like one of the most things colleges will look at when I send them the link. So as you can see here, it basically just sums up your entire resume into a couple short sentences. And as you can see here, it takes all the skills that I've put in my resume and separates them into 4 different things, giving me a percentage and giving colleges a percentage to know what I'm most good at and what I may still need to work on. But overall, it's still very good, and yeah. And now we're going to go into a live demonstration into what this may actually look like.
So here we have my portfolio, which is one that we made earlier today. This is the newer version. We have a version that we made on the first day, but that was made using a different software than this, and this is one that we can actually use in the real world. So I might actually send this to colleges when I'm applying in 2 years, since I will be a rising senior. Now when I scroll down, you can see all the things that I listed in my resume made into a website that is actually nice to look at and that someone might want to scroll through if they're looking at what I send them. So here's some of the stuff that we actually listed that we did during this project. So you can see CivicSnap, AgriVision, all the previous presentations, and you can see some of the notebook, or you can see some of the N8 sequences that also go with it.
Okay, the learning experience. Here's what we actually learned. First, we learned how to properly articulate prompts for not only predictive AI, but also generative AI. We learned how to overcome miscommunications and errors with chatbots. We learned project management skills under constraints. We learned how to use tools like NAN and Replit, which will be part of the Modern Workforce one day. And we also learned that AI is something that we should embrace, something that we should view in a positive context, something that we can kind of aspire to learn from. Not only so that we can use it to further represent our ideas and imagination, but also so that we can manage our own skills even better in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dia.
I'm Amarachi. I'm Isha. I'm Saki.
I'm Krishay.
And I'm Karshi. And today we're going to be presenting our AI bot for automated social media posting. To start off, I would like to present a short skit. So introducing our social media influencer Tharshi and her friend, and her friend Christian.
Hi, Krishay. So today I have to post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of these apps today.
Okay, you should just post.
It's not that easy. I have to think of a hashtag, a caption, what to post, and do this all again tomorrow.
How long does that take?
Forever.
What if you didn't have to do any of that?
That's absolutely right, Amarachi. The AI bot is a perfect solution for this problem. So to start off, how many of you, with raised hands, how many of you have used social media or have any type of social media? Okay, if you look around, almost everyone has raised their hands. But I'm going to ask another question. How many of you have used social media to make money? If you look around again, there's like little to no one who's raised their hands. However, influencers, large organizations, small businesses, or schools use social media to create posts to publicize, advertise, or make money. And you can do the same with our solution. Our solution turns a simple idea into AI-generated content automatically. You can practically post in your sleep with limited work, time, and effort. So this graph basically shows how social media is prevalent, and as time goes by, the use of social media keeps increasing.
So the overall purpose of our app is to limit the amount of time that businesses, organizations, or individuals put into creating content for their social media platforms like Instagram, X, or Facebook. So we'll do that by using an AI agent that automatically creates the post
and will automatically post it with hashtags and a caption. So the post itself could be an image or a video, but for our purposes we'll only be using an image. And the image itself will be AI generated, so you don't have to put any work into it. And our app will cause faster, easier, and more efficient social media management for anyone who wants to use it.
Demo time.
Okay, so we're going to first start by going into a Google Sheet, and we're going to be inputting a prompt. For example, this one is a group of people at a summer AI camp and graduation. After that, the prompt is going to be sent to our NHN workflow. In our workflow, it's going to be given to our AI agent, who's going to generate everything that's needed for our post before sending it into our Instagram and Twitter. This is going to greatly reduce the amount of time that's usually used for social media posting. As you can see, it's uploading photos.
So after it's done running, you can go to your social media app and then you can see that it created an image and hashtags and a caption for it.
So in conclusion, we learned a lot about entrepreneurship through social media and content creation. We learned how we explored automation, AI-powered workflows, and AI agents. And with our app, we're going to help future influencers grow their audience through our AI app. And as a group, we learned how to use AI to create projects and be innovative. So thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here to introduce everyone to our program, Smart Plate AI, where you can snap your meal and track your diet. My name is Angel Munambai.
My name is Dhamma Olusholu. My name is Audrey Kibasheva.
My name is Yuba Rajesh.
My name is Simon Punningrad.
My name is Marin Vither. And my name is Vishwa Bharani.
On top of that, he played soccer regularly. However, he was still somewhat obese. Turns out, he consumed more calories than he burned every day, without ever realizing it. People like him are the reason we created Smart Plate AI, an app that tracks your daily diet. Our app encourages people to eat healthier, therefore making them skinnier. That's the power of Smart Plate AI. Now, we've done tons of research, and the results may shock you. Dhamma is going to introduce
We found that almost 30% of all teenagers in the U.S. struggle with obesity. This is then, there's even more adults. There's almost 40% of adults that struggle with it. And to make matters worse, 10% of these adults struggle with it severely, meaning that they've been hospitalized or are facing severe health issues because of it.
Our Smart Play AI app was created to combat one of the most prevalent issues in the United States today, obesity. The thing about our app is that it's so efficient that users only need to take a picture of their meal and they will be presented with the calories, and this makes weight loss the process of weight loss accelerate.
Now, we used a variety of different websites and technologies to create this app. And although this looks complex, I promise you it was extremely easy. We used all free websites, including Replit to make the app, NNN, OpenRouter, and Google Sheets, which are all free. It took us under an hour to make a simple app. It is then sent into NAN, which is then sent to Gemini. We use Gemini as our source of AI to create the calorie counting, summarize it, and even give feedback on what the consumer is eating. This is then stored in Google Sheets, calculated, and given back to the consumer in almost no time. They can use this app daily, however many times they want.
Alright, so how this works is that you just put a picture in and then you listen for the URL in NAN, and after you do that, you analyze it, and then it gives you the calories and any comments about it. And this is how the NAN workflow looks like. And then it tells you, it calculates the total calories and the calories from just this meal. And it also has some comments and has an analysis on what it is.
So we learned how to quickly create an AI program
using modern tools such as NAN and Replit. Instead of spending time and wasting time coding from scratch, we spent a fraction of that time just designing, testing, and improving our application. This helped us understand and demonstrated how our app can use technology and AI to simplify and accelerate the process of development. We also learned how to connect different applications into one singular software or system. This helps us understand how each of these platforms can interact and work together to provide a seamless and flawless user experience.
Additionally, we also learned how to overcome challenges and mistakes, which improved our accuracy dramatically. On top of that, we learned that technology can be used to solve world problems, such as obesity. We applied our technical skills to help people realize the amount of calories that they're consuming and get out of the bad habits that they repeat every single day.
It's my honor and privilege to introduce our beloved Naperville Mayor, Scott Worley. He's a big advocate on STEM education, mental health, civic engagement of the youth. And he has taken a very big initiative to promote mental health and engaged youth in that commission, right? And he gives, he actually assigned 2 student representatives to every council the city has. So, and one of his top priorities is to help the schools to maintain the excellence and also keep them top schools of the United States of America. Thank you.
Well, first of all, congratulations, everybody, for taking all of this time to be in this camp. It shows a lot about your commitment to get yourself ahead of the game and really make your resume stick out. But what's even more important is it brought a lot of students together to work together on projects when we're in a society that really is struggling to figure out how the future of work is going to really look. I mean, you think about it, after the COVID generation, a lot of people learn to work from home. Your generation wants to work together. And I think that is the hope for the next generations beyond yours, that working together and actually collaborating, that is going to be not just an answer to getting a better product, but also the mental health challenges that a lot of people are facing today. People want to work together and they want to see each other and they want to socialize in that space. So if there's anything you got out of this week beyond what you learned, it's new relationships and new friendships, and that will continue on and on and on. So I'm really proud of you for all that stuff. Now, as it pertains to AI, I just want to take a day in my life as the mayor of Naperville and also a business owner and a father and kind of tell you what my AI day looked like. I started off this morning with a visit with one of our transportation engineers where we talked about the future of transportation in our city and how traffic management systems, meaning the stop and go lights that you all deal with, what that could look like someday if all traffic management systems, whether it be the state, the county, or the city, or the township, if they all work together using AI behind the scenes to more efficiently move traffic. And where are we today on that, and what does the future look like? We are way behind, and none of the systems talk to each other. And even if they do talk to each other, government gets in the way, and they don't want them to talk to each other. You are the generation that has the opportunity to fix that. You are going to make vehicles move more efficiently in our communities down the road. I got to my business, and we use AI every week and every day to make our business more efficient. We don't use it necessarily as a front-end tool for reviewing our financial statements. We use it to back-check all of the work that we do to see if our financial statements and the company is performing the way we believe it is. We find those mistakes. I wish, all those times when I was a kid growing up and I would get a thing back on my homework from my teacher that says, check your work, because I went too fast and I made a simple mistake. Oh, that's the same thing we're doing now in my business, where we're looking at our financial statements for a large company and we're identifying where there's those little glitches and mistakes. And then I wrapped up my AI day with a back and forth with my son, who's an officer in the U.S. Army. He's got a pickup truck that broke down yesterday morning. He's got it at the shop, and he got the bill for what the estimate's going to be to fix his engine and all the different things. And we plugged all that information into Claude to determine if he was getting ripped off or if he was getting a good deal. And believe it or not, we found out he was getting a good deal based upon everything we put in the system. That's just 3 examples of what a normal day looks like in my world. And I think as we get more and more into this race of who's going to be there fastest with all the technology, you're going to see it integrated at the city level and more. We are very cautious at the city level because we have public information that we have to protect. I mean, we have all sorts of personal information of our customers and our residents that we have to be very cautious with. And I think that's one of the challenges that we are going to have to get over and find a way where we can use AI in a safe way to make sure our customers and residents are protected and also deliver services in a more efficient and effective way. There's a lot of work to come, but every mayor across America and actually across the world, I'm a member of a group of 39 mayors from around the world. We get together. We were first brought together at Harvard to talk about our problems. We are all working on AI as a future strategy in delivery of service in local government. So I'm very proud to be here to see all of your work so far. I think I'm more excited to see where you are 2, 3, 4, 10 years from now, because I think you will be back and you will be changing the world as we know it. And AI is going to be your tool, not your replacement. Don't ever let anybody replace you. AI.
Actually, these are all Naperville kids, 204, and 99% of them. And it's so we would really seek your assistance for next year, and maybe you can give some internships or support our program, morally and financially. I would really, really appreciate that.
Maybe we'll give you some city assignments on things we would like to.
Thank you. That would be great. We have our miracle worker here.
Good afternoon. What an afternoon. Congratulations to everybody. You guys spent a whole week and you're graduating today, right? Awesome. You want to give a round of applause? Based on your presentations, I like a couple of things. One, you guys are not deniers. You are believers in AI, right? You all embrace AI, and I love the fact that you guys are doing that. Where we are today, right? We have to be embracing AI, or we're going to get left behind. The second part I like about it is what you want to use AI for, right? I am a big fan of saying that don't use AI for the sake of AI. That's true for anything, right? Don't use technology for the sake of technology. So when I saw all the use cases you guys came up with, right? I really love the fact that you wanted to, use AI for the greater good. So I want to give you really a round of applause for that. Every single use case. Take 2 or 3 minutes. I know you guys are probably a long week, a long day. I'm going to just give you the industry side of what is happening with AI and technology here. here, okay? So you guys up for like 2-3 minutes of hearing what's happening in the industry? Yes. All right, I'm the Chief Information Officer for Maggot. Maggot is a PPE company. What that means is we are an industrial safety company. We manufacture impact gloves, sleeves, flame-resistant clothing, boots. So think about industrial workers who are working in the steel, oil and gas, glass industry, right? They need protection for them. So we manufacture and we distribute, and we are the largest distributor in North America. And we have embraced AI, and where we have used, I'm going to just give you guys one use case. So you can get to, you guys all thought probably long and hard, right? What is going to be that use case? So I'm going to give you where we as a company are using AI to solve real life problems. End of the day, we are an organization where we have to make money, and we want to see how we can use AI to do that. At the same time, also think about the greater good. Our job is to protect the workers. When the American workers come in, we want them to leave safely. If they come in with 10 digits, they want to leave with 10 digits, right? So that's where we said we want to use AI. And a lot of things we do today is all around AI and technology, right? I'm a Chief Information Officer. You know what I did? I gave myself a promotion. I call now, instead of Chief Information Officer, Chief Intelligence Officer.
So one of the backbones of this AI summer camp was Sita Bala. She did all the communications and every running around, fixing the classrooms. We were in a cave before we moved here. The students know that. And she took care of everything. So I'm going to invite Sita Bala to say a few words about the camp and what went behind and what's in store for us.
Thank you, Dr. Ranga. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much to all the parents that you took time out of your Friday evening and joined us here. To all the students, you didn't come here to just learn about a future. You engaged yourself, you questioned, and you are trying to build something. And unfortunately, we were not able to accommodate all the students that wanted to be part of this class. So the great news is we have another session scheduled from July 27th through 31st. So please let your friends, family, whoever is interested to be part of this class that is going to be held in July. And there's a lot more coming up. Global Eye Magazine also hosts what's called Top 18 Under 18. So it's all open to students like you. You apply to this program that starts in a week from now, and you kind of put in your bio and tell us what you do and why you think you should be the top 18 under 18 in the entire country. Okay, so this is the 5th year we are doing it. So all of you feel, you'll have to be engaged and you all have to apply to this. I will get to it. Like, I don't know how you all want to communicate. Do you want to be through email? Do you want to do it, message? Are you going to be on text, WhatsApp? We'll discuss it, once we complete this. So I encourage all of you to apply to this program. The next one is on July 25th, the American Multi-Ethnic in Yellow Box. This is to honor the leaders in the multi-ethnic community. So please be a part of that. And lastly, we have this magazine. This is called the Global Eye. It's a digital magazine, and there's a youth section in this. See, we welcome all of you to contribute. You could write an article, it could be IT, it could be a brilliant idea. So there is an email here, so you can email your article, and we will review and we will publish it. So feel free to look it up online. I will give you the, it's just Global Eye Digital. If you go online, you should be able to look it up. And we welcome your articles, and all to the parents too. If anyone of you have anything interesting, please do take your time. It's 32 pages. It covers various topics, relevant topics throughout whatever is going on in the world. Thank you again. Thank you so much. And
now we come to the concluding part, which is the most important part. We want to honor all the students with the certificates. We are going to request Mayor Scott Worley to distribute the certificates.
Right here, we are at the Global AI Institute's International Leadership Summer Course on AI. And we have the most innovative mayor of America with us, Mayor of Naperville, Scott Worley, and we'd like you. He is a living example of how AI is governing today. Sir, your remarks.
Well, I think what you've done here, bringing students together to learn about the future and not be scared of it and be threatened by this intelligence, but rather embrace it and learn how they're going to use it in their careers. That's what's important about this. And as we, as governments, start to use this technology and figure out what we're going to do with it, that's a tool. We have to be ready. And this is the generation that's going to do it for us.
Great. You just heard from the Mayor, Scott Worley, the Mayor of the capital of the innovation city of Naperville. Thank you so much for joining us, Mayor. Thank you.
Huge thanks to everyone who tunes in to Dr. VGP's podcast. We've received the YouTube Silver Play button for reaching 100,000 subscribers and counting. We sincerely thank you for being part of this wonderful journey with us. Click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to notify you with all our future podcast contents. Thank you again.
Dear viewers, elevate your business to new heights and reach 35 million potential customers with Global Eye Digital. Contact us today at globaleyedigital@gmail.com or info@globaleyedigital.com. Let's take your business global.
Welcome to the future of medical science. At Soft Landing Labs, we go beyond the basics of drug confirmation and quantification. Using advanced LC-MS/MS technology and our own proprietary software, we deliver accurate, fast, and meaningful results. We're the only lab offering color-coded reports and a web platform with medication tracking and drug trail interpretation. Our personable professionals, ethical practices, and 24-hour stat testing mean you're never left waiting. From doctor shopping alerts to provider video support, we've thought of everything to help you stay compliant and informed. Soft Landing Labs. Accuracy, innovation, care. Soft Landing Labs, your trusted partner for drug-free communities.
Fusion Systems and Services, a powerhouse in innovation, delivering transformative technology solutions. With our groundbreaking cloud-ready product, ITIS, leading the industry as the ultimate RPA solution, trusted by top global enterprises. From mobile application testing to middleware automation, from big data integration to SAP automation, and even Salesforce automation, Fusion Systems is your strategic partner for success. No challenge is too big. No system is too complex. Empower your business with Fusion Systems. Visit us now at fusionsystemsinc.com and revolutionize your future.